Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Wednesday. It is the Wishful Wednesday, and Waverly Tigers back with another baseball matchup. They are going to be taking on the challengers. It is going to be Portsmouth West Senators. We are going to have a first pitch sponsor, so that is going to be commencing. That is what you're going to be seeing. But while that's commencing, we'll talk about the teams a little bit. And coming into tonight, Waverly sitting at 5-5, Portsmouth West at a 3-10 record. These two teams right above and below each other in the conference of this third Southern Ohio division. Waverly is at the number 5 seed, and it is Portsmouth West at the number 6 seed. So this is a big matchup in terms of conference, where teams are going to sit and just confidence going through the rest of the schedule, which, talking about the schedule so far, Portsmouth West 3-10, the number 88 team in D5 baseball. They have struggled, but they have had some close losses. You're talking 4-3 to start the year off. You're talking about 6-4 loss to Fairland. You've also had some good wins, 11-2 Sims Valley. You've had I think a 16-2 win against Oak Hill. There's been the occasional blowout loss. South Webster beat them 16-9, 15-5 to Minford. So again, those top conference teams, and so far they are on a 3-loss streak. So they're going to come in, maybe right the wrong against Waverly. They played them earlier this year on April 10th. It was at Portsmouth, so I don't believe that game was covered, and they did lose 7-1. So head coach, I believe Brady Niddle, for the past 11 years, is going to try and right the wrongs and split the series one more time. That's what he did last year against Waverly, and so far their record against this team hasn't been good. Overall, they've lost 12 games to them. They've only won 4, but I can tell you this much: the program record is improving. At 101 wins, 119 losses, Brady Niddle has brought something here after the previous head coach, Chris Rapp, stepped down after, I think, 15, 16 years of coaching since 95. His program record was 299 wins, 151 losses. So again, Chris Rapp setting some big shoes to fill. That's what Brady Niddle is trying to do with the past 3 years, which the records show for themselves. I mean, 2022-2023 season, 12-13, 12-14 on the following year, and then just last year they went 5-16. But they've built themselves back up, and they have a roster to say so. A bunch of seniors, a couple juniors across the mix. You got Zane Pitts, you got Levi Picklesmear, and then Pickle Simer, sorry. Brody Hall, Drew Detweiler, Isaac Tipton, all starters that are going to be, contributing to this team, and half of those guys are in top 5 hitters. So this is going to be a fun one to see what the Senators can pull off. But for the most part, I got my eyes on Waverly. So far, they've lost the last 2 games, 5-5. Last time we saw them was against Minford at home. It was a close game through the first 4 until the top of the 4th inning. Landon Remy let that game slip away from him. But on the mound tonight is going to be yours truly, Braylon Spriggs, one of the aces for this young gun roster. So as starting rosters are going to be talked in, and they're going to be shouted out here. We're going to quickly get into this game. Waverly's the number 53rd team in D4 baseball. Their Ohio rank is 369. And again, it's been hard. The top teams have been good defensively. It's a young roster, and they have a lot to grow from. But even the record shows 12-6 win against Hillsborough, 12-0 win against South Point to start the year off. And then they've kind of slowly tapered. 4-2 win against South Webster. That was a big one. But some of these losses, 4-1 against Valley. That was a close match even for this young roster. 6-2 against Wheelersburg. Maybe a match that they could have won, especially a conference one. Minford was 10-1. But again, they have their star, Braylon Spriggs, the man that has pitched the most out of any of these guys, starting tonight. And he is backed by the rest of this young gun roster. But the national anthem is going to be commencing here. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going going to take a break. Be back shortly.
Administrator with over 20 years of service to the Waverly community and an avid Tiger athletic supporter. Steve Lewis passed away this week. His family is in our thoughts and prayers.
To cremation, we're here for you 24/7. Call 740-947-2161 or visit BoyerFuneral.com.
For all your financial needs, trust the First National Bank of Waverly. Serving the community with personal service you can count on. Call 740-947-2136 or visit thefirstnational.com today.
Need a great haircut, fast and fuss-free? At Great Clips, no appointment is needed. Check real-time wait times online or in the app. Then walk in and get the haircut you want when you want it. Great Clips. Stylish, affordable, convenient. Find your nearest salon today.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Looking for a rewarding career with a global leader? Kirchhoff Automotive, a family-owned company, offers you the chance to grow and succeed. Kirchhoff Automotive in Waverly is hiring now with starting wages from $18.83 to $20.33 an hour. Visit our career website today for more information.
Welcome back. National Anthem is done, and the sponsors have been announced, which we do want to say thank you to a few main ones, a few big ones in Total Media Sports, who is providing this matchup for you tonight. It is going to be Chevy, I think, Waverly Tires, and then, if I'm not mistaken, Great Clips, First National Bank, but there are many others that have really been a big part for Total Media Sports production and covering high school sports. On the flip side, the first pitch again was by Cardo's Pizza. If you want to, you should check them out. Actually, not if you want to. It's great pizza. And also that big we had a moment of silence for the admin that passed away, 20 years. We share our condolences, but everybody, this is going to be a fun one. We got both teams wearing their black jerseys and orange letters, so if you're watching the runners on the base path, good luck. I can't help you there. But nonetheless, Braylon Spriggs is on the mound. Cage Alexander is behind the plate, this sophisticated sophomore duo. Ooh, do they got something cooking for the next following years, and I'm excited for it. Spriggs' ERA is one of the lowest on the team, and he is one of the most innings pitched on this roster. Strikeouts? Well, he's got 17 of them, I think. And 6 of them have been looking. He has a 4-seam, a 2-seam, a changeup, and a slider. So for Spriggs, he has a decent arsenal for a sophomore pitcher. He has a tendency to rely on that slider and that fastball to paint the zone. But nonetheless, it is going to be Portsmouth West Senators starting off tonight. Isaac Tipton, the senior. What can he provide? Tipton on the year, .375 batting average, and this man, he can crank them. 3 doubles and 6 hits on the year as well. First pitch for Braylon Spriggs. Ball on the outside, low and away. That is something Spriggs likes to do. He he really likes to paint the outside of the zone no matter what hitter it is. So for Spriggs, if he can catch that, he can then work other parts. It's usually outside in from what I've seen from him. But second pitch on the way to Tipton. It's going to be ball on the outside again. That one was higher, so it was a bit closer. Still didn't get the call he wanted. And a little bit more about Isaac Tipton. He played with his brother, Jacob Tipton, in the 23-24 season. Has a foul ball to the left side, goes for strike one. But nonetheless, that's something about this Portsmouth West roster as well. They've got a lot of people on here that are seniors, veterans, that have also played with older siblings in previous years. So they've kind of been having the pass the baton mentality as a ball down the left field sideline gets through to the outfield, and that's a base hit single for Tipton. So Portsmouth West Senators strike first. They get their leadoff man on the way, and let me tell you, his on-base percentage is phenomenal. A .474 for Tipton on the year. So no matter what, he is able to find something. And if you account his slugging percentage as well, which tracks more of the base hits instead of walks and hit by pitches, he's at a .563. So Tipton is the man to lead things off. Next man up is going to be Mason Bodmer, who foul tips for strike one behind us. And that is Brock Burdett over there on third base, ladies and gentlemen. Toller pitched last night, so they're trying to save him. That's why he's playing first, as he had over 100-something innings against Webster yesterday. 100-something pitches, from what I was told. Inside pitch for ball one to Bodmer. And you're at 5 pitches already if you're Spriggs. Bodmer on the year has a .200 batting average, so one of the lower ones on this roster, but he gets on in more ways than one. Lays down the bunt. That's going to be down the left field side. Burdett eats it, but the umpire calls it foul. So it did go foul before Burdett touched it. Everybody resets. The count goes to 1-2. And that's another thing. Bodmer's batting average just that low because it usually doesn't account for sacrifice plays, so sac bunts like the one he just showed. He does have 3 hits on the year, and let me tell you, he gets on base a lot. He's been left on base 12 times as well. But Bodmer now with 2 strikes in the count, he's gonna try and battle here and probably not bunt, because if the next one goes foul, well, he's gonna be out. Runner on first. Spriggs gave a check here with 1-2. Does he come with a slider away? It's been his go-to when it comes to the third strike early in counts. Steps off yet again. Has to worry about Tipton. This team, they have 10 stolen bases on the year. Sets to deliver. Bodmer hits a trickler to Caleb Cox. He's able to snag it. Is he able to fire it in first in time? No. Runner now to third. Tipton can't. He does get down. The ball gets by him. He's going to be waved home. Bodmer goes to second. So Brock Burdett wasn't able to corral the throw from across the diamond. And Portsmouth West strike first on an error. And that is Brock Burdett, the freshman on third base. He's going to have his hands full with a lot of pulled hits, a lot of hard line drives. And again, Bodmer advances to second because of the pass ball and everybody not looking at him. Next up is Brody Hall, the number 3 hitter. For Brody, he's had a great year. He's a senior, but he's at a .188 batting average, so on the lower side again. Nice curve ball or a changeup right there from Spriggs to get inside for strike one. There's nobody. Caleb Cox is holding. Bodmer, so he's not going to get too much of a lead. Brody Hall also has a on-base percentage of .417. So, sorry, I take that back. .316. I was looking at the wrong number. He gets on in more ways than one. So again, this is almost a small ball type mentality for such a veteran lineup. They may not have the slugging percentage to do so, but they will sacrifice their life to move the runner and hopefully they prey upon errors from the opposition, which is what we just saw. As Hall takes a timeout right there. Spriggs was thinking about it way too long in the mental games of baseball. Check the batter out once more. So the score is 1-0 to start the game off. An early strike for the Senators. High pitch for ball one, and now the count is 1-2. Brody Hall on the year has 3 walks as well, so again, with about 15 plate appearances, a fifth of his bats have been walks, which may not seem like a lot, but in terms of baseball, he gets struck out there as he swung on a pitch to the right side of the plate. So that is going to be 1K on the day for Spriggs. And now Drew Detweiler is up to bat, the cleanup for the Senators. Spriggs is about to come on his 10th pitch here. And it is going to be Drew Detweiler, who has a very, very low batting average for being cleanup. However, he has been left on base 18 times this year. So, nonetheless, his contact is there. It's just the whole recording of stats and if he's getting on base. Is it him? But a foul tip for strike one to Drew Detweiler. Braylon Spriggs trying to settle in. We saw this against South Webster as well. It took him an inning before he found his stride, but pitch number 2 popped up. It's in an awkward spot, but that's Landon Remy putting on the wheels to track it down, and he's able to catch it for out number 2. So after a quick couple offensive stints from the first 2 batters from Portsmouth West, it is the defense from Waverly Tigers. And the slow offense from Detweiler continues as a fly out to center seals his fate for the first at-bat. And up is live Pickle Smyer. Yes, that is correct. Pickle Smyer, ladies and gentlemen. With a runner on second, he has a chance to score him. First pitch goes down low for a ball from Spriggs. And we'll see what Pickle Smyer can do for us. He's on a batting average of .3112. He's another senior on this roster that just seems to have so many of them. I believe there's 6 in total with a junior as well tacked in there. But with this sophomore Braylon Spriggs, he's faced more batters than he can count in his lifetime. Pitch down the middle, that's going to right field. Are you able to get there? You are indeed, and that's Caden Thornsberry, the freshman. So Waverly hold off the rest of the order, and they're going to look to get to the bat. We'll be back after this.
Do up for the Tigers.
Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chillicothe or Waverly McDonald's or McHire.com. We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
At Ryle, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Since 1990.
Bottom of the first is about to commence, ladies and gentlemen. The Senators take their field to try and play defense, and this is something we also saw from Waverly Tigers. The first inning, you'll have your couple errors, you'll have your mishaps. How do you recover? They usually are able to strike back. It's after the first inning and on, when they get to the lower parts of their order, that is when the offense comes to a slow, and then usually when you get back up towards the top, there's that occasional spark, but if the defense is just that much better. It will be a tough game for them, and tough games is what the Senators are all about. They have slugged it out with the best of them, but so have Waverly as well. They've put up some good fights against top teams in this conference. And to start on the mound for the Senators is going to be Carter Kieser, as I believe how they say his last name, Carter Kieser. I don't have any stats on Kieser because he wasn't listed on the team stats, so this is going to be interesting to see what he pulls out. I know he has a four-seam fastball. I know he has a changeup, a slider, and a curve, so a lot of moving pitches where if he can set up the fastball early, it's going to be good for him, just because he can go to those off-speed breaking away pitches that start similar to a fastball when it delivers out of his hand. So for Carter Kieser, one of the seniors, what can he do against a young, hungry lineup that knows how to get the bats going early? We do have a lineup change or compared to last time we saw the Waverly Tigers. Caleb Cox is going to be leading it off instead of Cage Alexander. Toller has moved up to the number 2 hole, and it is also Alexander now bumped to 3, Spriggs on 4, Remy now moved up to 5. And those are the first 5. We'll see if they get past it in this inning. But again, Kieser, don't have much on him as a pitcher. I can tell you that it's a good pitching rotation they have. I mean, Pickle Seimer is one of them. Tipton's another. Pitts and Windsor all on this Senators roster. They are able to strike out a lot of batters. They only have 12 errors on the season. And let me tell you, they only have walked 12 people as well, which is one way that Waverly Tigers do tend to get on. But the first ball is high to Caleb Cox, and it'll be a 1-0 count. Quickly into the motion, Kieser goes for pitch number 2, and high yet again and away. So already off to a quick 2-0 count. And it is Caleb Cox who on the year has a batting average of .297. His on base is .435. So again, for those that wonder, on base percentage also counts walks, drop thirds, reaching on fielder's choice, and that's the kind of difference between batting average and on base percentage. So if you're looking at it and wondering why his batting average is lower, well, that's just because batting average counts for when he reaches the base on a hit. But now the count is 2-1. Make it 3-1 with another high ball. There was a foul tip in there. That's why he has 1 strike to his name. And Caleb Cox is a decisive one. He will wait. Already into the next pitch, though. Low and away from Carter Kieser. And that is going to be a successful walk for Caleb Cox, as he had 9 hits on the year. So for Cox to start it off with a walk, he says, whew, I don't need to swing the bat. I get on base for free. It's time to get my wheels going. And he's got Xander Toller right behind him, the man that has 2 home runs on the year for Waverly. They came in the matchup against Hillsborough early on this season when it went to extra innings. But first pitch to Toller is away, and that was high. He swung on it. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, he was swinging. Toller sometimes can pull his head, so if he can keep his head in the box, I think he have a better time contacting the ball, especially on high pitches. Another one to Toller, but he laid off, so the count goes to 1-1. And for Toller on the year, his batting average is .333, so one of the better hitters on this Waverly roster. He's got 11 hits. He's driven in at least 12 RBIs. A fastball down low gets past the catcher, and that's going to be a free base for Caleb Cox. So the count moves to 2-1 for Carter Kieser. And the past 2 times we've seen him bring the juice, it's been nothing but, I don't know, stuff that's running through the catcher's system, because these balls are low and away. So for Kieser, maybe dial back on that fastball. But I said he needs to set it up if he wants to have success with the other off speed. Toller catches the 4th pitch high and away to right field. It gets down, so that's going to be a base for Toller. Caleb Cox trying for 3, and he gets in standing. So a mishap right there from Mason Bodmer. He was coming in on it fast, and he just unfortunately wasn't able to get there in time. So for Xander Toller, he's able to get a nice little blooper to right field, advance Cox 2 bases, and you got runners in scoring position for the left-handed hitter, Cage Alexander, Mr. Do-It-All. He usually bats as the leadoff man with a .350 batting average. Yes, .350. I believe that is, yes, it is the highest on this team. So he has had 9 hits on the year. 4 of them have been doubles. 2 have been triples. So for Cage Alexander, there's another. Hits the gap. It takes a bobble. You are able to get Xander Toller at second. However, due to the bobble of the grounder, Cage Alexander reaches first, and that's going to be Mr. Richards Jr. on second base that made the play. So it only took a pitch to get Cage Alexander out, but he did score a run, and he reached base.
Cage hit a home run Monday.
Cage hit a home run Monday, I was just told. He did hit a home run. So I will say the batting averages are up to date. I don't have an up to date on the hits for the Waverly squad. But congrats to Mr. Cage Alexander, as now Braylon Spriggs is up to bat. Strike 1 on the inside. Cage takes off for second. He's in there like swimwear safe. Cage Alexander able to get a successful stolen base. He decided to test the catcher's arm, and that is Brody Hall, who was just a tad bit slow there on that steal. Braylon Spriggs on the year, .341. Catches the curveball, pops it up, it's still in play, and it's in and out of the glove of Drew Detweiler. I was, had to catch my breath there for a minute. He was scared of the dugout fence. It hit the tip of his glove and just went right out of it. So a missed opportunity for Detweiler right there to get another easy out. And now you got Braylon Spriggs, who has 11 hits as well that I know of on the year. And the catcher's going to go ahead and talk to his pitcher, Brody Hall, to Carter Kieser. So, like I said, this is the first inning battle that Waverly usually has on their hands. They let 1 run score, but they will quickly get that run back when they come up to the offense. And now you have Cage Alexander, a speedy one on second. Braylon Spriggs has popped for a couple doubles and 1 triple this year that I know of. Third pitch on the way is down low. It gets by the catcher yet again. Cage Alexander moves to third, and the count is 1-2 to Braylon Spriggs. Eleven pitches already for Carter Kieser. And you have just gotten that runner into scoring position much more. Pass ball. It is Alexander coming home, and he gets there running. Sprints to the dugouts, and you take the lead if you're Waverly. On 3 consecutive, I take that back, 3 pass balls on this at-bat. Cage Alexander says thank you very much, and like a cheetah gets in there for the second run of the game. And the count is still at 2-2. Carter Kieser starting to struggle now. A lot of the juice has gone down low. He's just holding it. But the 5th pitch on the way is high across the letters for a ball to Braylon Spriggs. Braylon Spriggs able to line 1 to left, and that's going to be back over the head of Levi Picklesmeyer, and that's Spriggs jogging, standing into second, so a stand-up double for the rev-em-up Selly for Mr. Spriggs himself. And the hits keep on rolling. For the Waverly Tigers. Next man up is Landon Remy, who has struggled on the year a little bit. Landon Remy, .238 batting average. And his on-base percentage is .250. However, Remy can hit a lot of high ones, so look for him to make some contact as he swung on strike one, first pitch to the outside. Remy's one of the more active swingers for Waverly. He will chase. He will go after the outside, the low ones, maybe the high ones. A second pitch is on the way from Kieser. Talk about a high one. There's a pop up to the cars. So quickly to 0-2 goes Carter Kieser. Excuse me. Already at 15 pitches. For Kieser, this is where he can come with maybe a changeup, maybe a slider to the inside, or a curve that can paint the outside corner. So those are one of the three options he can come with, or if he's feeling gumshoeish, just come with the heater down the middle and chase one of the more talkative players on the Waverly roster as he got him swinging down low for strike number 3. And Landon Remy goes to the dugout, smacking his head with his own helmet. So it only took 3 pitches for Carter Kieser to sit down the number 5 batter, and now Hud Harris, the designated hitter for Gavin Roberts, is going to be come in tonight. I don't have anything on Gavin Roberts either. Hasn't played many games, but he makes his appearances as designated hitter. First pitch from Kieser on the way. Able to pin the outside with a curveball. Breaks away, and those are always the dangerous ones for right-handed hitters from right-handed pitchers. If it's a curveball, anything moving away, so hard to gauge when it's going to break and really hit that movement. Spriggs is still on second as the second pitch caught the inside of the zone, and that's going to be a blooper for Hud Harris into center field. Play at home. Spriggs goes in standing. Hud Harris now trying to try for second. He gets in there on an error, and a whole lot of moving pieces, but I can tell you this much. Waverly, they're up 3-1.
The third baseman, number 44, Brock Burdett.
As now Brock Burdett coming to the plate. And Spriggs was wheeling as Hud Harris had a nice little blooper to the outfield. So what happened is it was a good job out of Hud Harris to keep his hands on the inside of the ball, actually. It was an inside pitch. He didn't extend the barrel, didn't extend his hands. And that's why it really didn't have a lot of power. But talking about power, first pitch to Brock Burdett, and that thing was sailing. But too bad it was a foul ball. So for Brock, he's had his few appearances as well. .214 batting average for this young man. As he got it on the end of his barrel, it's a knobber down the third base line. Brock hustling, but a nice play from Zane Pitts to sling it on over to first. Get the third out of the inning for Portsmouth West Senators, and they are going to try and tie things back up at the top of the second after this.
Screen printing, embroidery, and footwear that fits your vibe. Head to 613 West Emmett Avenue or call 740-947-9309 for personalized apparel and shoes that tell your story.
We are going out tonight.
But I just put my comfy pants on. What are we celebrating?
I just bundled our home and auto insurance with a State Farm agent and saved us money.
Huh?
Contact Megan Carroll at State Farm Insurance. Call 740-775-6634.
Looking to buy or sell in Southern Ohio? Trust the name that knows the market, Todd Harris Realty. Whether it's your first home, dream property, or land to build your future, Todd Harris and his team bring experience, integrity, and results to every deal.
Need tires, an oil change, a quick repair? Waverly Tire and Auto Repair has you covered. Located at 716 West Emmett Avenue, we've been keeping Waverly rolling with honest service, fast turnaround, and fair prices. Waverly Tire and Auto, where trust meets the road.
Top of the second here in Tiger Town, and it's going to be a fun one. Already it's 3-1, so the offense is roaring for these Tigers. On the offense for the Senators, though, they struck first. They have that going for them. However, going deep into this lineup, it's still a veteran one, and it's still mixed in with guys that know how to hit. Zane Pitts is going to be the first one to start off the second inning for Portsmouth West. And on the year, he has a .417 batting average and a .556 on base percentage. So for Zane Pitts, he's another one that can get on and, you know, move the chains for this Senator roster if they want to try and get something going in the bottom half. But Spriggs sets first pitch of the second inning for him, and it's outside for ball 1. Spriggs got out of the first inning with only 12 pitches thrown, so again, for a starter, he's moving right along with low pitch count. Second pitch on the outside, yet again called for a ball. Still trying to find his way on the outside is Spriggs. And now 2-0 count to Zane Pitts. Laid off the third pitch, and it paid off for him, as that is ball number 3. So a picky batter you are faced with if you're Spriggs, and Zane Pitts is no danger as he took first pitch down the middle for strike 1. Or not first pitch, sorry. First strike down the middle for strike 1. It's now a 3-1 count for Spriggs. Is he going to attack or make him chase? He goes down the middle, makes it 3-2 here. And if you're Zane Pitts, you're wondering if you should have laid off that fastball on the 3-0 count, because I'm telling you it was a meatball down the middle. But Spriggs, on a full count here, has a chance to sit him down, and he doesn't because of a foul tip. So we reset, and if you're Zane Pitts, you're battling here, kid. You're battling to reignite the flame that the Senators had early in that first inning. As Spriggs delivers. A high strike 3 is swung on, and you got him to chase. Sit him down, son, Braylon Spriggs says, and he looks to the dugout, gives a thumbs up. We're good on that pitch. I like that placement. And the next challenger approaches. It is going to be number 10, Richards, the junior on this roster. At least one of them that has been mixed in, and I don't have anything for Richards. So he is a mystery batter indeed. Takes first pitch down the middle. Spriggs getting a little bit more confident after he had those 2 back-to-back fastballs down the middle of the plate, especially since Zane Pitts wasn't able to hit them, and he threw a meatball down the middle right there to Richards. Tried to connect on the outside, but it's a ball. So count goes to 1-1 for Braylon Spriggs, who again is one of the more young, phenomenal pitchers in this rotation for Waverly. Sets for pitch number 3. That's going to be low and away. You connect on it if you're Richard. Play at first. Tyler Baleen confidently gets it. However, there is a call. Okay. I was confused at what the umpire was trying to signal. Oh. I am not sure what the call is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to figure this out by hand motions of umpires and coaches' murmurs. I don't know what the call was, but now we reset to a 1-2 count. Down low and away for strike 3, so it doesn't matter about your second chance, Spriggs says. Get out of that batter box and bring the next man up. Strikeout looking, Richards went for number 2. So the second life didn't matter because he rolled a D20, and now Easton Simpson is up for Portsmouth West. Braylon Spriggs quickly into his motion, and that's going to be low for ball 1 to Mr. Simpson. Easton on the year, .167 batting average as pitch number 2, right down the middle. And I think this is a challenge here for Braylon Spriggs. You got a lot of small batters on the Portsmouth West side, so it's lower strike zones, sometimes smaller strike zones. But a 1-1 count, number 3 is high and away. Make that another ball. And for Simpson, he is no stranger to just letting a lot of pitches go and get a bunch of walks. As as he swung on number 4 right there. Popped up to Toller, it seems. Toller running in on it. Toller catches it and completes that for the 3rd out. So, bottom of the 2nd we go. Score still remains at 3-1.
Dignity, compassion, and care when it matters most. Visit BotkinHornbackFunerals.com to learn more. For generations, Boyer Funeral Home has served Waverly and Piketon with compassion and care. From traditional services to cremation, we're here for you 24/7. Call 740-947-2161 or visit BoyerFuneral.com.
For all your financial needs, trust the First National Bank of Waverly, serving the community with personal service you can count on. Call 740-947-2136 or visit thefirstnational.com today.
Need a great haircut, fast and fuss-free? At Great Clips, no appointment is needed. Check real-time wait times online or in the app. Then walk in and get the haircut you want when you want it. Great Clips. Stylish, affordable, convenient. Find your nearest salon today.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees.
Bottom of the 2nd, ladies and gentlemen. Score hasn't changed. 3-1 it is indeed, and it was due to Waverly Tigers' offensive stint in the 1st. Again, these first 5-6 batters for Waverly, it's usually the top 5 really get it done, and they know how to strike effectively with the first 5 hitters. You're talking Caleb Cox, who walked in the 1st. Xander Toller had a nice little blooper that got down. It could have been an out. However, he was out at 2nd on a fielder's choice at the next at bat, and it was Cage Alexander who reached on first base due to fielder's choice. Braylon Higgs had a nice double on the left field outfield. Just went right over the left fielder's head, who is Pickle Smyer. And then that's where the outs started trickling in. Remy, he struck out. Harris actually had a hit to the outfield as well. But to start off the inning is going to be Tyler Baleen. And on the year, Baleen, .303 batting average. Swung on, strike first. Strike first, I don't know. Swung on first pitch, strike 1. It always sounds weird saying first pitch, first strike, or back-to-back. But on to the 2nd we go. Tyler Baleen went for it up high, and strike number 2 to Mr. Ballin Baleen. As far as I know, Baleen has 7 hits and 7 of them are singles. Oh, and he held on pitch number 3, but it was down the middle indeed. Sit him down, Kieser says, as he is able to get the first out looking.
If you betray me, you dead in between. I disrespect you respectfully. I got some problems who left this earth. Maybe the prayer made a better one, God. Just know that they secrets is kept with them, God.
So it is Carter Kieser already making quick work of Tyler Baleen. Now in the last and final batter, Caden Thornsberry. And these guys have some wheels. If they get on, look for some stolen bases. First pitch low for ball 1. And for Thornsberry, well, he's sitting at a .241 batting average. On base percentage, .395. As pitch number 2 comes in, that's going to be strike. So it did touch the lower parts of the zone, the umpire says. And that is going to be Thornsberry, who thought he put his hand up for time. It's Carter Kieser, one of the more faster pitchers, getting into his motion. We talked about it already. Pitch number 3 coming in, and that's going to be Thornsberry swinging on the outside.
Believe it, 1-5.
It was a little bit of a awkward motion. Seemed like he checked it halfway. Got to commit As now the count is 1-2. Kieser sets. He's delivering for the fourth pitch. On the outside yet again, and he's able to get him swinging.
Stop. Number 24, Caleb.
So Kieser doing the same thing Spriggs did to the Senators offense. When you get to the bottom of the order, strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. Back to the top we go. Caleb Cox is starting things off, and first time around he had a walk, but with back-to-back strikeouts, it has been Carter Kieser finding his stride on the outside of the zone. First pitch to Caleb, high and inside for ball one. And I said it already, Cox walked on his first attempt, so he hasn't really swung the bat much. I'll say this, swings there for a foul tip to the backstop. I'll say this, he didn't have much to look at his first at-bat. It was really just Kieser trying to find the outside and lower parts of the zone. But again, with consecutive fastball and strikeouts, Kieser has found his stride. High, though, to Cox for ball number 2, and we sit at a 2-1 count. 26 pitches for Carter on the day. This junior is the second one in this lineup as you tried to get a curveball to break down to the top of the zone. Just wasn't able to break in time, so that's going to be ball number 3. And you call time if you're Caleb Cox. As you could tell, Kieser was almost in his motion already. When we talk about this, I'm going to keep bringing it up. It's hard to face pitchers that get into their motions quickly, because as a batter, you're looking for as that is a high ball for number 4, another walk for Caleb Cox.
First baseman, number 0.
It's always hard to face pitchers that get into their motion right away, because you're used to your rhythm. You step in the box, you look at the plate, you gather in your last thoughts, taking that last breath, and then you already look up and the pitcher's like delivering the ball. You're like, oh crap. So now we see Toller yet again, who had that fly ball that just landed right in front of Mason Bodmer. He connects yet again on a low pitch, but that is a foul ball right on top of the Waverly dugout. So the homeboys are all sitting safely under the comfort of their roof. And Caleb Cox yet again reaches first on a walk. So back-to-back walks for Caleb Cox and back-to-back innings. And Xander Toller is the next man up. Nice to see Toller swinging more. The pass. He almost had him. Carter Kieser tried to pick off originally. You could tell Cox was caught moving forward, but he gets back in time. So, enough about the runner. Time to focus on the batter. And it's Mr. Big Bad Xander Toller. Kieser sets, gives a couple fakes, throws the pitch, and it's outside to Toller. He swung on it. A pass ball by Brody Hall, who has already let 4 of them go, and that's going to be yet again another stolen base for the Waverly Tigers. Caleb Cox gets into second, and now you have a runner in scoring position just off the power alone from Xander Toller. And he's going to take pitch number 3. Yet again, another high hit to the right side of the field. However, it is corralled from Drew Detweiler. So the Senators get out of the second with no damage done. They're going to try and score yet again in the top of the third.
For that growth, the relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Looking for a rewarding career with a global leader? Kirchhoff Automotive, a family-owned company, offers you the chance to grow and succeed. Kirchhoff Automotive in Waverly is hiring now with starting wages from $18.83 to $20.33 an hour. Visit our career website today for more information.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chill Coffee or Waverly McDonald's, or make hire.com. We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
At Rio, we believe.
Bottom of the third. Nope, I take that back. Yeah, bottom of the third. No, top of the third. What am I saying? I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, the game started like 30 minutes late, so out of rhythm on baseball schedule. But top of the third here on Hump Day Wednesday. And if you know the commercial, Mike, what day it is? You are a legend if you know that commercial.
Senators, number 1,
As now, we're getting to the last and final batter of the Senators lineup. It is Carter Kieser, pitcher versus pitcher here to start off the third. And for the Senators, it was a hit down the left field line for Isaac that started out the game. Bodmer had a nice trickler as well to get the scoring run. And after that, it was just strikeout, fly out, and then 2 strikeouts back to back. So Spriggs has done his job. He already has 3 on the day as Carter Kieser swings on first pitch down the middle for strike 1. Spriggs at 24 pitches. And for Kieser, well, he's on a .167 batting average on the year, so if he can find anything here, it's going to be huge for the bottom half as he chased a low one, and he knows that he should have let that go, but that's strike number 2 to the number 1 jersey for Senators. Spriggs looking, shaking off a couple calls from Cage Alexander, and the pitch is on the way for number 3. You get a piece of it if you're Carter Kieser, just to stay alive. It was a little bit on the inside part of the plate, just due to the fact that you could tell Carter Kieser had to bring his hands in a little bit, but already into pitch number 4 we go on the outside. I'm pretty sure the umpire was scratching his chin. He may have wanted to call that one. It was a slider away for Spriggs, but it's a ball number 1 as now Carter Kieser goes back to battling. This is the 5th pitch now. Inside, there was some breaking movement, but it wasn't enough to get strike number 3. So yet again, another ball. Carter Kieser was jumping out of the way of that one. That's that curveball that Spriggs sometimes throws. And now for pitch number 6 to the outside. Got him looking, and Spriggs having all the confidence right now as he's gotten 3 out of the 4 last batters with strikeouts, and 2 of them have been looking. So for Waverly Tigers, you start the top of the third with a nice little sit him down, son. That's going to be the catchphrase, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the order, Isaac Tipton takes strike 1 on the outside a little bit. And Braylon Spriggs is moving right along. It's a good sign that you've only had to get to the top of the order in the top of the third again. Has another pitch on the outside called for strike 2. Spriggs has started to live there again. When he can get it, when he can get the fastball, when he can get the slider going, that's his 2-pitch combo he really likes to live with, and the curveball occasionally to the inside. Pitch number 3 on the way to Tipton, and it's high for ball 1. And Tipton on the year has 6 hits, and 3 of them have been doubles, so the power behind this man as well can be felt as pitch low and away as the umpire calls it for ball number 2. And 2-2 is the count now to Mr. Isaac the senior. Spriggs sets, delivers for number 5. Inside, deep to left, and that is way too far left. It's a foul. So, you battle here if you are Isaac Tipton. But going back to what I said in the first time when he was up, like Tipton played with his brother a couple seasons ago. Russell Rapp, who's on the lineup, also played with his 2 brothers a couple seasons ago. Kessinger, who's on this lineup as well. All guys that aren't starting, but you could just tell again that pass the torch mentality is going through the Senator lineup as high for ball number 3. And let me tell you, Tipton is making Spriggs work for it right now at this at-bat. Spriggs came with the offense early on and the aggression to get the first 2 strikes. And after some foul tips and high balls, Spriggs delivers another one that goes for a high ball, and he walks the leadoff man for the Senators. So it is up to Mason Bodmer now, who last time at bat, I believe he had a dribbler. I don't know where it went, but Bodmer did get on. Oh, it was to short. Yes, thank you. As I have my little voice in my ear. It was a little dribbler to Caleb Cox. As first pitch to Bodmer is in there for strike 1. It was a bang play trying to get Bodmer at first, and what happened is it wasn't there in time. They overthrew the play at third because Tipton was just running, but 0-1 is the count to Bodmer right here as a pickoff attempt goes, but Tipton is in there. And are we going to see Mason lay down a bunt? We saw him show for 1 at his first at-bat. I don't know if he'll do it again. He seems like the type of player just to lay down the bunt when he can. He swung there and hit the knob of the bat for strike number 2. So far, Braylon Spriggs has come with a little bit more movement. That one broke late in the path of the pitch, which is why Mason Bodmer only was able to catch the top half of it, quite literally with the top of his barrel. There's a healthy lead for Tipton on first. Spriggs gives him a look. There's now an 0-2 count to Mason Bodmer. You step off if you're Spriggs. Tipton is in there, safe, and you can tell these two are looking at each other and thinking, what are the mind games going to be when these two are on base? Spriggs sets for pitch number 3. High and away. Not high, was just high, not away. Almost got away from Cage Alexander, but he got some nice little pop time there. It's one of the more impressive things about Cage Alexander. Don't try and run on this man. When I first came in, he had 3 pickoff attempts against South Webster. So if you tries, that's a nice hit to center field. Landon Remy laying out for it. In and out of his glove, though. So that's going to be Isaac Tipton trying for a third. The play? No, it's cut off by Caleb Cox, who is the cutoff man for Waverly. And in and out of the glove of Landon Remy, who almost had a layout catch in center field. It was just the contact of when he came down from laying out for the pitch. Literally flung over there to the left fielder, Gavin Roberts. As now we are going to get a little mound visit. Runners in scoring position for the Senators. Bodman, I think, is credited with a double there. And I will have to say, I will have to give credit to Isaac Tipton as well, who thought that ball was going to get down originally before Remy showed off his wheels. And then he held up right at second because Remy dove for it. And it's just the reason I give him credit is because he was already thinking that ball was getting down. That is one of the better things. Like you go halfway through the base path, and if it's more of a gut feeling from a runner, but if you think that ball is going to get down, why not take the chance? Your team is down 3-1. You need a score here before we get to the middle part of this game, and usually that's where the game kind of start to dwindle. Now Brody Hall, the number 3 batter, is up for Portsmouth West, and you got runners in scoring position. Nobody's holding Tipton on third. That's a fly ball. Caleb Cox is running for it in shallow outfield. Caleb Cox is able to corral it for the second out of the inning. So the senior Caleb Cox calls off everybody, and he patrols that left side of the field quite well. I will say he always plays deep and more towards the middle than I would like on right-handed batters, but as we Get an intentional walk there. That was Drew Detweiler that was going to get up. He's the cleanup. So now you got bases loaded. It's always a call in baseball to intentionally walk the cleanup, and where should we have it? Well, the defense can play usual. Now, they don't have to make a play at home, worry about the runner. It's any bag, anywhere. So you do give yourself an advantage, but also there is stress that comes with it just due to the fact that, hey, if I'm not getting here in time, because these runners are going to horses with 2 outs, I got to be perfect. And when I'm fielding the ball, I got to be having a clean throw to whatever bag you want to. So now Levi Picklesmeyer is up to bat. Took ball on the outside for the first pitch there, and Braylon Spriggs is, if my math correct, close to 40 pitches already. And this is going to be a huge inning if the Senators can score anything. The score right now is 3-1. As Picklesmeyer set for pitch number 2 is outside. Spriggs hasn't been connecting lately there. So it was looked more like a curveball just due to the fact that it broke more down away instead of just away. Trying to get Levi to chase, but again, Levi with a .312 batting average. Pitch high to Picklesmeyer, and you intentionally walk the bases for Braylon Spriggs to throw 3 consecutive balls. A little bit frustrated himself right here. Now has to come with something simple and down the middle. If you're Picklesmeyer, do you lay off? Well, before we even get to that, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting a call. We're getting a call to the umpire to say, pause, infield on me, says the general. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know his name, but his alias likes to be called the general, so we'll stick with it. He almost looks like the general from the commercials. Almost looks like the general. Oh, what are those commercials called?
It's General Insurance.
General Insurance, okay. He's trying to rally his troops here in a sticky situation. So anything hard hit past the infield is scoring potentially too, and you can tell that third base coach, again, that is Brady Niddle, going to be rounding. He's going to be putting the wheels on. Braylon Spriggs tries to do a pickoff attempt on second base runner. An error from Caleb Cox because the throw was behind him is going to score Tipton. So if that was a designed play right there, it was not executed. And one of those attempts where you roll the dice to get out of an inning and you say, why did we even attempt it? As now the score is 3-2. The count is 3-0 as well to Picklesmeyer, and that is a ball inside. You load the bases with a walk yet again.
Number 13, Pitts.
And Zane Pitts is back up. Everybody advances 1. Mason Bodmer at third, Detweiler on second, and Picklesmeyer on first. First pitch to Zane Pitts on the inside for strike 1. Pitts went after it. Last time around, Pitts did strike out. We'll see if he can find success here. He was battling though. He went the count. He made the count full as a foul tip to the right side. Toller's trying to get it, and he's able to corral it. So you get the third out of the inning, and you come out with a little bit of a scratch. But the Senators, they're clawing to get this lead back in their hands. We'll be back here with the bottom of the third after this.
Your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, Your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Since 1992, Sport and Shoes on West Emmett Avenue has been your go-to for custom screen printing, embroidery, and footwear that fits your vibe. Head to 613 West Emmett Avenue or call 740-947-9309 for personalized apparel and shoes that tell your story.
Bottom of the third here, ladies and gentlemen. Waverly Tigers going to look to extend their lead. So just a recap, the score is 3-2. You started out the top of the third inning well if you were Braylon Spriggs, but it got away from you after a very long series from Isaac Tipton, the leadoff, who forced a walk, and then Mason Bodmer. He was able to get on with a nice double because of Landon Remy not able to catch it in center field, and it just kept on rolling for the Senators after that. An intentional walk and then an attempted pickoff move at second base to maybe catch them by surprise just didn't happen. So that is how the one score came to be for Senators to make them at 2. And now Waverly, well, you're coming to the heart of the order, or at least the man that knows how to start the order off, Cage Alexander. Bottom of the third takes first pitch for a ball from Carter Kieser. Kieser so far has done well. He's only at 30 pitches with the 30th down the middle for strike 1 to Mr. Alexander. Last time he reached because of a hit to the right field, and he does the same thing. Does that get down? The call is that it's foul. The call is foul, and Cage Alexander jogs back to the box with a big old grin on his face because he wanted that one to get down. But yes, last time Cage Alexander reached on a ground ball, it was a fielder's choice because it was Mr. Richards on second base that, or playing second, that bobbled it, and he decided to get Toller out instead for the easy. Couldn't get the double play. So, time from Cage Alexander, and right back to it you go if you're Carter Kieser for a foul tip, and the count is 1-2. Alexander, the great sophomore. He has an active bat now for pitch number 4. Down the middle, it was low. Alexander went for it, a pop out to the outfield, and you are able to collect it if you're Levi Picklesmeyer for out number 1.
Number 12, Braylon Spriggs.
So, a high one to left is collected, and now, yet again, we see the pitcher versus pitcher showdown. Braylon Spriggs up to bat. He is 1 for 1 on the day with a double that happened to left. It went right over Picklesmeyer's head. Takes the first pitch down low for a ball. Braylon Spriggs, 11 hits on the year. Takes ball number 2 to the outside. Carter Kieser not really wanting to give him anything down the middle. That's what happened last time, and Spriggs was able to get a hold of it. Low and away was the last pitch. For Kieser, it's been a struggle when he wants to go to the fastball down low. Hasn't been able to connect. It's a nice little off speed. But again, I think when Kieser is throwing these, whether it's a curve that's not breaking away, it's just not breaking early, as Spriggs showed a bunt sign to maybe confuse the batter right there, or the pitcher right there, gets on with a walk.
Landon Remy.
But yeah, it's just, you could tell that it dips right at the end, and it connects on the top side of the zone. But I think it's due to the fact that it's breaking so late. The umpire's not going to call it. He already thinks that's too high when it's right in the middle of the zone. As now Landon Remy's up to bat. He hits a low one to center. Holy cow, that thing had some drift on it. Wide left it goes. Everybody around in the bases. Remy's got some wheels. He's going to try for 3. The play is there. Remy gets down a pass ball, and he doesn't run after it because the pitcher was behind it. So, a slide-in triple for Mr. Remy, and he's able to score another. Braylon from first to home he goes, and Waverly tack on and run to their lead. 4-2 it is indeed. As I talk about Landon Remy having a golf swing all the time, that looked like you were on the back half 9 just swinging for fun. And off the tee it went. He did not care that he hit that thing. And the wind today is playing a little bit of a factor. As you can see the American flag in the outfield as Hud Harris tries to connect there on another low 1. And now we're starting to figure him out. We're starting able to hit the bottom of the zone, gentlemen. Waverly Tigers to find some sort of success. Last time Hud Harris, he hit a nice little blooper as, ooh, Landon Remy got caught in a sticky situation. Tried to make a play at home. Tried to force the catcher to drop the ball there. As Hud Harris hit a liner to third, Remy just unfortunately got caught with his pants down. Not expecting the third baseman to catch that right there. So with 2 outs now, Brock Burdett comes up, and he got out last time on a 5-3 ground ball, and he pops this one up. Brody Hall chasing it. It's right by the audience, though. Hopefully the hot dogs are okay. I need to give me one of those. And the hits have been rolling for Waverly. So again, they extend the lead back up to 2 runs. It was what it was for the first 2 innings, and Brock Burdett's gonna try and test his hand here at another at-bat against Carter Kieser, who so far has had a decent day. You take off if you're Hud Harris. The throw is way too far to the left, and Brody Hall not able to paint the picture on that one. So you steal second base if you're Hud Harris. You give yourself a chance at scoring position if this hit goes deep. And Brock Burdett, he's got the power to do so. Now looking at pitch number 3 and an 0-2 count. Burdett swings on a high one, and you get out of the inning with another scratch if you're Portsmouth West Senators. They try and get some offense rolling in the top of the 4th after this.
But I just put my comfy pants on. What do we celebrate?
I just bundled our home and auto insurance with the State Farm agent and saved us money.
Huh?
Contact Megan Carroll at State Farm Insurance. Call 740-775-6634.
Looking to buy or sell in Southern Ohio? Trust the name that knows the market, Todd Harris Realty. Whether it's your first home, dream property, or land to build your future, Todd Harris and his team bring experience, integrity, and results to every deal.
Need tires, an oil change, a quick repair? Waverly Tire and Auto Repair has you covered. Located at 716 West Emmett Avenue, we've been keeping Waverly rolling with honest service, fast turnaround, and fair prices. Waverly Tire and Auto, where trust meets the road.
Top of the 4th, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to the middle stretch of this game where usually the focus starts to wane and the players start to joke around a little bit more. But not this game. Not this game. We are in the top of the 4th, and it is 4-2, and so far the offense has been clicking for, I'd say, both squads. If you're Braylon Spriggs, you're close to 45 pitches on today, and I will say this much. He got in a sticky situation in the top of the third because he had a very long series at bat with Isaac Tipton. Ended up walking him. Bodmer hit a nice one to center due to the fact that Landon Remy wasn't able to catch it. And then it was just another walk, an intentional walk actually. And because of a pickoff attempt that just didn't go anywhere, except for an error, you gave the Senators a run to their score. But now the score is 4-2, and you got Mr. Richards up to bat yet again. Liner down third base, and oh, you better be ready, Brock Burdett, as that's going to be a nice hard-earned single for Mr. Richards. So to start off the top of the fourth, yet again a beamer down the left side of the line,
Simpson.
and you get on if you are the junior, number 10, Mr. Richards. Easton Simpson is now up. Last time he flied out to Toller because it was a blooper. It wasn't a blooper. It was a high fly ball. Toller was able to catch it. Shows bunt, pops it right up to Spriggs. And where have we seen that before, ladies and gentlemen? Where have we seen that heater to the middle of the zone, or heater to the inside of the zone, and the batter that wanted to bunt it was just not prepared, pops it up to Spriggs. Now, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we saw that in the South Webster game. That is what the defense was all about for Waverly. That is how they were able to stay in it. But now Carter Kieser, pitcher v pitcher, first pitch, strike to the outside of the plate for number 45 on the day for Braylon Spriggs. Carter last time struck out looking. It was a series where he also battled and extended it to a full count, if I'm not mistaken. Inside, though. And if you wear it, Carter Kieser could have been on first, but decided to back out for ball one. Runner on first is Mr. Richards. Carter Kieser set for the third pitch, and that was a nice breaking ball away to get him chasing for strike number 2. And again, you do not want to test Cage Alexander on a steal attempt. He's already thrown out 3 people that I've seen. Maybe a 4th strike to the outside of the plate. Carter Kieser, yet again, goes down looking. So after the line drive down third, nothing has resulted much of it. But if there's a man to give Spriggs a run for his money, it is the senior, one of the leaders, Isaac Tipton. Last time at bat, he had a walk, steal attempt. Cage Alexander throws it down. Oh, that was a beauty. It was almost in time on a one-hopper. It gets past everybody. You're going for third if you are Richards. And yet again, another passed ball. Not able to corral it, Waverly is, and you got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. So another error that happens on the second base advances a Senator looking to score. And if there's one man that can put him in home in the dugout successfully, it is Isaac Tipton. Who again has a .563 slugging percentage. That is only counting when he reaches bases due to hits. Doubles, triples, singles. Set to deliver is Spriggs down the middle. Nice confident pitch right there out of Spriggs on the top of the order. The leadoff man, and you got the count 0-2. This is where Tipton did go to work last time. He started foul tipping, and Spriggs wasn't able to catch the zone. Will it happen again here? Looks like Alexander sets up to the outside. High and outside for ball 1 is what the umpire says. And Isaac gets a sigh of relief because I can tell you that looked like it was right across the letters, but maybe due to our height advantage, everything looks more like it's in the zone. As now, pitch number 4 to Isaac. Down the middle, he connects. That's a pop-up into center. Remy calling for it. Remy catching it. Remy resting the side. Bottom of 4th we go. Score is still 4-2. Waverly looking to extend their lead some more.
Communities with dignity, compassion, and care when it matters most. Visit BotkinHornbackFunerals.com to learn more. For generations, Boyer Funeral Home has served Waverly and Piketon with compassion and care. From traditional services to cremation, we're here for you 24/7. Call 740-947-2161 or visit BoyerFuneral.com.
For all your financial needs, trust the First National Bank of Waverly, serving the community with personal service you can count on. Call 740-947-2136 or visit thefirstnational.com today.
Need a great haircut, fast and fuss-free? At Great Clips, no appointment is needed. Check real-time wait times online or in the app. Then walk in and get the haircut you want when you want it. Great Clips. Stylish, affordable, convenient. Find your nearest salon today.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at your hometown Chevy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I don't know if you can hear me, but if you can, hello from the outside world. We're just going to finish up this little ad from Hometown Chevy, and we are back in the bottom of the 4th. Score is 4-2 after a little spark of the Senators on an air steal attempt. You rest the side, and now it's Tyler Baleen that's up to bat. 0 for 1 on the day, looks at strike 1 down the middle. He's a freshman, so he's got a lot to learn, but I'll tell you this much. As a freshman pitcher, I like what he's got going for him. Second pitch on the way, low for ball 1. And you're starting to creep up on 40 pitches if you are Carter Kieser. So far, had some success in the bottom half. Tyler Baleen, he struck out in the second. He also struck out Caden Thornsberry. Back-to-back strikeouts for this young man in the bottom of the second. And after that, that faces his struggles on the top of the lineup for snag third baseman, a play at first, a high throw. Detweiler had to come off the bag for that one, so Baleen, who again has some wheels, is able to get on first right there. On an air throw, Baleen reaches, and he's able to grab the light at the end of the tunnel. If you were the third baseman, Zane Pitts, you probably could have let that go for a foul, but it was a one-hop screamer, and he thought he had it in time. But again, like I'm saying, Baleen and Thornsberry might not have the best batting averages on this roster, but I will tell you this much. They got the wheels to show for it. So again, if they can get on with walks, which by the way, Thornsberry has 7 walks on the year that I know of, at least from what I've been updated. He's got 7 walks on the year. So again, these guys will take pitches. They might not be active swingers like your Cage Alexander, but look for Thornsberry and Baleen, who we did see a pinch runner right there. Thornsberry sets down a bunt. It gets down, so the play is at first. Kieser is able to grab it, and a nice job out of Detweiler right there to reach on the other side of the bag and still come up with that play. So a little 1-3 action moves the moves the runner into second base, which can be scoring position with Caleb Cox at the ready on the plate. Caleb Cox is technically 0 for 2 on the day, just hasn't had anything to look at. He's been walked twice. There's a high pitch right there. It's called for ball 1. And that was the 40th pitch for Carter Kieser. Outside, low and away. It got behind Brody Hall, but only for a second for another ball 2. So you aren't going to try and steal if you're Baleen. Caleb Cox, 8 singles so far on the year. Looking to add maybe another one. I don't mind a leadoff guy that will take pitches, as quickly to a 3-0 count we have come. It's hard. It's almost like a reset, especially if you're Waverly and you have a strong core middle, and you get into a lot of these scenarios where when you come up to bat, it's the last 2 and then back to the top of the order. If you have a guy that walks, it's almost like a reset for the offense, and it's a struggle for a pitcher, because not only do you face a guy that just hasn't been swinging much, so you can't get him to chase, but it's almost like every time he comes up, you're like, great, I have to be perfect every throw. Adds more stress, and the umpire, if he's not giving you the calls, that's another thing that just makes it more of a struggle, as well as Toller is next man up with a 1 out in this inning so far. Toller last time flied out to the first baseman. As Toller has, the more I've been watching him, he has almost like the same swing as Remy, in where it's down and then comes back up. He just pulls his hands through more than he's going to be able to find something. As right there, that was a good one, but just under it yet again. He's been under almost everything he swung at, and that is why. And it's in a sense where it's almost 2 under, to the point where it's just pop up, nothing's going forward. Now 0-2 is the count to Xander Toller. Number 3 on the way. That's connected deep into left. Oh my days. Back to the track you go if you're Levi Picklesmeyer, and he catches it. So a little chase down pop out for Picklesmeyer. He caught that on the run, and Toller thought he had a deep hit.
Alexander.
Well, you thought wrong, and you go back to the dugout thinking, gosh dang, will anything land for Toller? That was quite indeed to the warning track if you were Picklesmeyer, who has had a very active day, might I say. The shift is on for Cage Alexander. He is 1 for 2 on the day with a single by fielder's choice as ball number 1 to Cage Alexander, and then he also flied out to left field, whereas Picklesmeyer is playing. I feel like we've only called Picklesmeyer's name because he's the only one that's been catching anything out there. There was a triple to center that got over Easton Simpson's head, and Mason Bodmer and Wright wasn't able to come up with a blooper right in front of him in the first inning. 3 pitches, 3 balls, runner goes. And everybody is in there standing. If you are Waverly Tigers. Cage Alexander with a 3-0 count. It is a batter's dream right here, because you know what's coming? Meatball down the middle. And if Cage Alexander, you are swinging on this. Pitch delivered. High and away, and they don't want to give Cage anything. So,
the pitcher, 12.
Cage, he is the rage. Calmly goes to first. As bases are loaded for Mr. Bumpkin Braylon Spriggs. And last time Spriggs did get walked. On the day, he is 1 for 2, because technically walks don't count as successful hits. They do count as successful at bats, but just stat-wise, you'll see them be 1 for 2 with a walk. We're seeing a pitching change here, so ladies and gentlemen, we will be back after this as the new guy has to get warmed up.
Build. People want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Looking for a rewarding career with a global leader? Kirchhoff Automotive, a family-owned company, offers you the chance to grow and succeed. Kirchhoff Automotive in Waverly is hiring now with starting wages from $18.83 to $20.33 an hour. Visit our career website today for more information.
As the pitching change is still happening, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown here. The score is 4-2. It's the bottom of the 4th. We have bases loaded if you're Waverly Tigers, and Country Bumpkin Braylon Spriggs, who has had an attitude today, let me tell you. On the mound, he has been a little verbal, a little expressive, and at bat, he's done something similar with a double into left to start off the first inning, and he got walked in the 3rd. We have two more pitches before we get right back to the action. A little bit about who came in. Well, I don't have anything on him either. His name is Drew Detweiler. This must be another person deep in their pitching rotation that they only bring in for about an inning or two. Based off that pitch right there, he's got some movement, so that's going to be a breaking ball coming out of a left-handed pitcher's hand. It's going to be interesting. But we do have some changes as well to the infield. I'll have to figure that out for you. I don't know who's on first now, but I will find out after this inning. Carter Kieser exited the game close to 50 pitches, and now Drew Detweiler. First pitch in there for a strike. That young man comes in, bases loaded. He's got a heavy, heavy task. Pitch number 2. Drew, curveball on the outside. It's a pass ball. Brody Hall has had a tough day. Waverly Tigers score standing at the plate yet again, and Brody Hall has been struggling on the pass balls. Indeed. There's no Hall monitor right now. Everybody's getting in with a free Hall pass. 3rd pitch swung on from Braylon Spriggs for a foul tip. So the count will be 1-2. And for Drew Detweiler, we shall see what this senior can pull out of his bag of tricks to extend the life so far out of the Senators, who are in this game, but not by much. Another curveball low in the dirt for Brody Hall. And he's not able to corral it. It's been a tough day. And Detweiler, I think that was Detweiler, had some words for Brody as he was jogging to the ball. He's got past the backstop. Drew sets, fires, deliver. Liner down 3rd. That's Braylon Spriggs, who brings in another run. Screamer single for Spriggs, as Waverly Tigers extend their lead 7-2 now, after all the pass balls and a single that got by everybody. Baleen scored, Alexander scored, and Cox scored as well. 2-out rally right now for Waverly, or should I say it's really a 2-out stint that's going on, as it's been the first batter of the inning got out, and then you had The third batter of the inning got out. Landon Remy is next up as the first two pitches for Drew Detweiler are called for a ball. As now Landon Remy had that nice triple. Gets it with the top of his bat, trying to beat it out. Drew Detweiler wasn't able to catch it off the plate, and the second baseman, Richards, had to avoid the runner, and he wasn't able to get there in time. So 2-out rally still going as the Caps have been turned around, and Remy's having a good old day at the plate. Hud Harris is the next man up, and on today, Hud Harris is 2 for 2. So he is hitting quite well. He got left on base in the third inning. Had a single up the middle, had a single down left. Is another one going to get down? Nope. Clean 4-3 ground ball action for the Senators. So they come away with a bruise to the uppercut, well, a bruise to the stomach by an uppercut. Ladies and gentlemen, the top of the fifth after this.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chill Coffee or Waverly McDonald's or McHire.com. We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
At Ryle, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success, and we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Top of the fifth here, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe it's only the top of the fifth, but for Waverly, they are having a fun time over there as this game is slowly starting to get away from the Senators. Offensively, it's been the same thing for both teams. Just get to the top of the order and you will find success. However, the Senators just haven't been able to pull much out of the bottom half of the order. I mean, the bottom of the second inning, it was 2 strikeouts and then a foul fly out. The bottom of the fourth started as a nice single, but after that it was a fly out, it was a strikeout, and then a fly out. So it's been one of those days where you have success, you are making contact, but at the same time it's just resulting in great defense from Waverly. There have been a couple times where a couple throwdowns, a couple pass balls have allowed a player in scoring position from Senators. They just haven't let that phase them if you're Waverly Tigers. Braylon Spriggs is still in the game. He's about to reach 50 pitches as well. He's going to have to face Mason Bodmer, who is up first to start the fifth. Takes pitch number 1 right down the middle for strike number 1. So for Bodmer, he is 2 for 2 on the day. He had a dribbler to Caleb Cox, got beat out the throw, and then he had a nice little line drive to left field, and Remy wasn't able to corral. Foul tips that one for his second strike, I should say. And it's been a slow one for the Senators. Been a slow one. They've had some long at-bats, but they just haven't been able to chain anything together. Bodmer chased on the high one for strike number 3. And you get him going if you're Braylon Spriggs. Slowly just kept moving up that zone until Bodmer thought it was right across the letters. Next man up is Brody Hall, who, the catcher for this team, has had a rough day offensively and defensively. That ball is away for ball number 1. And Brody Hall, well, he had a strikeout in the first inning, and in the top of the third, he flied out to left field. Or no, flied out to Caleb Cox. He hits another one right that way. Caleb Cox fires it over to first, and he's able to get him out. So Brody Hall still continues on a struggling offensive day. And now Drew Detweiler, the pitcher and senior for this Senators roster, has to come up with something with a 2-out rally at his back. So 6-3 ground ball from Caleb Cox. And now Detweiler stands. He got intentionally walked in the third, which was the sticky situation, and he flied out to the eighth. Great contact to Tyler Baleen, who was able to field that one cleanly, and it's another swift 3 up, 3 down. Spriggs says they're done, as they're going to get the bats out once again. We'll be back after this.
Has been your go-to for custom screen printing, embroidery, and footwear that fits your vibe. Head to 613 West Emmett Avenue or call 740-947-9309 for personalized apparel and shoes that tell your story.
We are going out tonight.
But I just put my comfy pants on. What are we celebrating?
I just bundled our home and auto insurance with the State Farm agent and saved us money.
Huh?
Contact Megan Carroll at State Farm Insurance. Call 740-775-6634.
Looking to buy or sell in Southern Ohio? Trust the name that knows the market, Todd Harris Realty. Whether it's your first home, dream property, or land to build your future, Todd Harris and his team bring experience, integrity, and results to every deal.
Need tires, an oil change, a quick repair? Waverly Tire and Auto Repair has you covered. Located at 716 West Emmett Avenue, we've been keeping Waverly rolling with honest service, fast turnaround, and fair prices. Waverly Tire and Auto, where trust meets the road.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the fifth here, as we are closing in on the end of this game. And for the Senators, it's basically the same story Waverly goes through. You are in the match, you get your scores here and there, you pry on the opportunities of pass balls and errors when you can. If you just one deal. That's how it is in the pros. That's how it's starting to become in high school and collegiate ball. It's just that competitive. Why baseball is such a high pressure sport. Everybody's like, oh, you got 9 innings, right? You got 7 innings. No, you don't have many chances due to the fact that if your order is weak, you're not gonna have any success. You're not gonna have any offense. But I can tell you right now, that hasn't been the situation for the Waverly Tigers. If they gone through the order in back-to-back innings, Brock Burdett is going to start this one off, as Drew Detweiler had to come in last inning. Able to get that call down the middle, so ball 1 is going to be the first pitch to Brock, who had a ground ball for an out in the first inning, and he struck out. Nice changeup right there from Detweiler. Burdett was so far ahead of that thing. I mean, you could see it if you spun around. Burdett dealing with another fast motion pitcher, as Detweiler isn't able to get that look down the middle as well, but it's called for a ball. So 2-1 to Brock Burdett. Brock Burdett, interestingly enough, has been the third out back-to-back times. Tried to swing on a curveball breaking inside, not able to connect on that one. So the count is 2-2, and Burdett has to battle here. Assistant coach on the left third base side wanted to confer with the umpire for a minute. That confrontation done, and now Burdett facing the fifth pitch of this it was not down the middle, it was high, and Burdett went swinging. So again, he starts out the inning, and he unfortunately adds another strikeout to his name, so he is 0 for 3 on the day. However, Burdett is a freshman, so for a young freshman team, Waverly, they are looking good. Bottom half of the order we go, and Tyler Baleen last time reached on in air. He had a hit down the left field side, or had a hit down the third base side, as first pitch on the way to Baleen is called a strike. But last attempt, he had a hit down the left field line, third base line, and was able to beat out the throw because it was far too left. Is now the second pitch. Tried to get a curveball to the outside, is called for a ball. As Detweiler is starting to encroach on 15 pitches. For Baleen, he hasn't seen what Detweiler can do, but a ball on the outside is pitch number 3, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, no, we're at a 3-1 count. I could have sworn there was another pitch for it. Now, it's a full lane. Has to battle here. I can tell you, this young freshman, nice walk-up song. He's going to have something. Outside pitch, Baleen. Trusted his gut, going for a walk right there.
Thornsberry.
And now we get the freshman freaks at the bottom of the order for Waverly. Caden Thornsberry, last at bat, had a ground ball right to the pitcher. So far, he is 0 for 2 on the day as well, with a strikeout in the bottom of the second. Here in the bottom of the fifth, times do change, everybody. Drew Detweiler, nice pitch to the inside. It did foul. I thought it foul tipped. It did. Okay, no sign was shown, but that was because the umpire got nicked in the arm, and we all know, us older gentlemen, as we get up there in age, parts start moving weaker and weaker, I can tell you that much. Hey, look, man, my knees crack every time I get up in the morning, and I'm like, God, I don't know how I do it. I get off a shift at work, and I'm just like, just sit in my car for a minute. I just take it all in. I feel the aches and the pains. Thornsberry swung on first pitch right there for a foul tip. Swings on the second one, popped up to the shortstop, who is able to collect that little fly ball. That is Isaac Tipton for out number 2. And the man that has been walked all day is coming back up to bat. Caleb Cox. 0 for 3. I think they count them as 0 for 3, right? Like no, professional stat?
0 for 0.
0 for 0. They don't count it as a stat. Okay. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. So he's 0 for 0 with 3 walks on the day. Baleen is testing the waters out there on first. Brody Hall gave him a little bit of look to chase him back. But now with 2 outs, Caleb Cox takes another pitch high for ball number 2. Caleb Cox is just a patient one. A patient one indeed. But when the crazy gets going, it's always nice to have a patient guy. Whoa! Ripped down the left field line! And it's fair! Caleb Cox out of the field it goes. So, a double it is indeed for Caleb Cox, as he thinks it was a foul ball. Caleb Cox, you're on second base, sir. A screamer it was for him, and a nice little LeBron chalk dirt celebration it was for the senior. Grip it and rip it, he says.
The number 00, Xander Toller.
Sit down.
As due to the ball bouncing out of the stadium, it is a stand-up double for Caleb Cox.
Sit down.
Baleen advances to third now. And the 2-out rally exists yet again for Mr. Toller. First pitch. That was down the middle, but again, Toller not able to connect on it cleanly. Drew Detweiler has to be careful. Give something down the middle of the plate, he will go yard. Toller stands in there for pitch number 2. Curveball to the outside. Doesn't connect More of a 12-6 curve instead of a, like, I don't know, 10-4. That was more of a up and down break instead of a breaking away. Detweiler for pitch number 3. Toller connects on it to the backstop, but it's going to the cars. Hopefully you don't have a sunroof, 'cause that will damage your seats. Maybe, I don't know. The Mythbusters should put that to the test. Now 1-2 is the count to Xander Toller, who has flied out back-to-back at-bats, high and away. And in the first inning, he also, he had a little blooper to right field that got down, but he was the first out of the first inning due to the fact of a fielder's choice. That's a little curve ball. He's going to have to beat out the grounder, and he's not able to do that. So you field it cleanly if you're Richards, and you get out of the inning with no damage done if you're Senators. The score is still 7-2. Top of the 6th, they got 2 innings to make a comeback happen.
Serving our communities with dignity, compassion, and care when it matters most. Visit BotkinHornbackFunerals.com to learn more. For generations, Boyer Funeral Home has served Waverly and Piketon with compassion and care. From traditional services to cremation, we're here for you 24/7. Call 740-947-2161 or visit BoyerFuneral.com.
For all your financial needs, trust the First National Bank of Waverly. Serving the community with personal service you can count on. Call 740-947-2136 or visit thefirstnational.com today.
Need a great haircut, fast and fuss-free? At Great Clips, no appointment is needed. Check real-time wait times online or in the app. Then walk in and get the haircut you want when you want it. Great Clips. Stylish, affordable, convenient. Find your nearest salon today.
Your hometown Chevy.
Bottom of the 6th. Nope, top of the 6th. I get confused. They're both wearing black jerseys, so pardon me if I mess up something. We are having a pitching change here for the Waverly Tigers. It is going to be A.J. Eblin that steps in. And word got around that he had a brother on the Waverly roster a few years ago. He was their ace. Let me tell you, he was the guy. Went off to college ball, and right now A.J. Eblin, also another young player. I believe A.J. Eblin is a freshman, but for the most part, he's a solid one when it comes to the middle of the innings. He's a sophomore, so A.J. Eblin is a sophomore. He's a great batter when they want to use him, but for the most part, he will come in, give the starting pitcher a break, and figure out maybe an inning or 2. Eblin does have a nice off-speed pitch. Haven't figured out exactly what it is. It's most likely a changeup, but he also has a moving away pitch and the classic fastball. So for a sophomore pitcher that is more or less used as a inning reliever, you do your job. That's all you need. You don't need as many pitches as a starter. I can tell you this much: those inning relieving pitchers, those middle stretch game pitchers, they know how to bring the heat when they want to. To start off for Portsmouth West, it is Levi Pickelschmeyer, who took first pitch as a strike. So you go 1 for 1 if you're A.J. Eblin. Second pitch. Was that changeup or curve? Because I can tell you Levi was way ahead of that one. So he did get a piece of it, and that's going to be a foul tip for strike number 2. And this is where the spark has started before. Pickelschmeyer, he is 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to right and a walk in the top of the 3rd inning. But after that, it hasn't been anything else. Pickelschmeyer goes low for that curveball, and he is able to at least foul tip it. So 3 pitches, 3 consecutive strikes. Only 2 of them technically count. And you're staying alive if you're Levi Pickelschmeyer. But the reason I say the spark is here is because Levi Pickelschmeyer, I just love saying the name Pickelschmeyer. You know, it's a good name. He's got some contact. You know, he's hitting fly balls, hitting some grounders, hitting some singles as another fly ball. He's going to make us run out of balls at this point, and yep, the umpire looks, hey, I need one. So, 4 pitches. And Levi is staying alive. He's hungry for it. He wants it. He knows the outside of the zone has been there for the Waverly pitchers. So he's protecting it. As now pitch number 5 outside, but it was low and away for ball number 1. And this is where you go to work. If you are Portsmouth West, sorry. This is where a lot of their batters have done great things. In 0-2 counts, they battle back, make them full, as that ball was far too outside for another ball 2. And quickly we're at an account where if you're A.J. Eblum, are you going to try and make him chase yet again or give him something to let your defense handle? And now you set on this 7-pitch at bat. It's outside for A.J. Eblin. 3-2 innings. And speak it into existence I have. It's full here for Levi. What can the number 5 batter do? That ball was way too outside to even be considered anything. And an 8-pitch at bat results in a walk for Levi Pickelschmeyer. Pickelschmeyer yet again reaches on another walk. So he's 0 for 1 with 2 walks today. As now Zane Pitts. An aggressive one Zane is. He's another batter that will grip it and rip it when he can. He is 0 for 2 on the day with 1 strikeout in the bottom of the second, top of the second, and a flyout in the top of the third. But other than that, Zane hasn't done much as he took the first 2 pitches for balls. 2-0 count we go. For Mr. Zane, the most lovable One Direction singer. Swung on a high pitch right there. Off speed was indeed Eblum. Gets him chasing at something. Zane Pitts does love the high ones. 1-2 is the count. 1-1 is the count. And now 1-2 is the count for a strike in there. A.J. Eblin in another situation where he's ahead in the count. We'll throw it away. We'll throw it outside. He does there for strike 3. Got him looking. A.J. Eblin is able to retire Zane Pitts. And the next batter comes up to the plate. So Eblin already at 13 pitches due to that 8-pitch at bat. Was inside, almost hit the batter there, but Richards gave him a little shimmy, gave him a little shoulder shrug, a little shoulder roll. And you do have a runner on. He does get checked. That is Levi Pickelschmeyer. We know the wheel's on Mr. Levi over there on first. He is the left fielder for this Senators squad. And let me tell you, he's been tracking down those fly balls in left field for them on defense. Offensively, he might look to steal, but again, Cage Alexander is the man behind the plate. And he's got a lethal pop time, a lethal arm. The first steal attempt didn't go so well for Cage Alexander, so can he redeem himself? Foul tip there, so the count is 1-1. Third pitch on the way to Mr. Richards. He hits a blooper to second. That's going to have some backspin. You try and get the play at second. You do. So you get the lead runner, and that's Pickelschmeyer that isn't able to get there in time. A nice play from Baleen to Cox. Fielder's choice. Richards does reach. It is. Unfortunately, goes to the dugout due to the fate of the dealer. Now, Easton Shimshin is up to bat here. Strike on the outside is called for Number 1 to Simpson. Simpson has flied out. Well, I should say this. He flied out to the first baseman in the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second. As Simpson swung on a low pitch right there for strike number 2. And then he also tried to bunt it in the bottom of the 4th, but popped it right up to Braylon Spriggs. Now gets him for strike number 3. So it only took 3 pitches to strike out Simpson, but he got it done swiftly. A.J. Eblem does the job, and now we go to the bottom of the 6th one more time for Waverly to extend their lead.
Games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at yourhometownschevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Bottom of the 6th here in Tiger Town, and so far Waverly have just had their way to the middle part of this game. It took them 4 innings to find their 5-run lead here, and it is going to be Cage Alexander that is going to try and start things off in the bottom of the 6th for your Waverly Tigers. Drew Ditweiler was the one that came in to relieve Carter Kieser. First pitch to Cage is down the middle, and Alexander knew he could have hit that one. He could have hit that one indeed. It was down the middle. But now Detweiler into the second pitch, outside, not there. So 1-1 is the count. And for Cage Alexander, well, had a single in the first, had a walk in the 4th, and he also had a fly out. So he is 1 for 3 today at the plate. Foul tip right there to make the count 1-2. Detweiler with the 4th pitch of the at-bat to Mr. Alexander. He stays alive with a foul ball right to the assistant coach on third base. Nice hands. If this was Savannah Banana baseball, he would have been out, but now Cage Alexander calls for time. Detweiler does not move a muscle, stands there in his windup, set to deliver. 5th pitch of this at-bat. Detweiler, ooh, he got him chasing. It was a foul tip though, so Alexander stays alive, and I think the umpire just took another one right to the leg. Grimacing in pain. We feel you, sir. Looks to his first base official. You want a swap, bro? Want a swap? I've done this way too many years, man. I don't make enough money to get hit, man. I don't make enough money to hit by balls. Cage Alexander's just doing his thing. I think that's the trainer. Trainer comes out to take a look. We're all good. Just had to shake it off.
I have a bruise.
Have a bruise when you wake up next morning. Alexander fighting here for his life. Right-handed batter. He is one of my favorites to watch on this Waverly squad, just in terms of pop. But everybody has displayed some today, so the whole roster can do it. Why can't he as well? Alexander takes a ball high and away for a 2-2 count. Again, Alexander had a home run just last weekend. So he tallies that to his stat as a ball in the dirt is called for the third ball here in this count. 3-2 full. Detweiler delivers. Alexander chases it down low. A lot of breaking and low is what Detweiler is throwing right now. So we get a nice cool breeze. The sun is setting, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming up to what is going to be the last inning soon of this game. Detweiler delivers again. Alexander just rips it down the left field line. But the thing is, these pitchers are getting a little bit too inside on him. So it's just a foul ball after foul ball, and now we're at I think we're at an 8-pitch at bat here for Alexander. So he's doing what Caleb Cox did to Carter Kieser in the first. And across most of this game, a high pitch isn't going to get Alexander chasing. He is going to walk his happy butt to first base. So a 1-4 day for Alexander with 2 walks. Sorry, 1 and 2 technically. I shouldn't say 1 and 4. 1 and 2 technically with 2 walks. As Braylon Spriggs is up to bat. Left-handed pitcher, you got to be wary of that pickoff attempt. There it is. Almost got by the first baseman, but it didn't. It didn't. As that is, Pickelschmeier's on first now. I think Carter Kieser's in left field. So they made another swap after Detweiler came in the middle of that inning. So get a couple changes here. Levi Pickelschmeier on first, and what I believe is number 1 in left field. I can't see all that far. Braylon Spriggs takes on the ball, an attempted steal, but Alexander just fiddling with the minds of the catcher, Brody Hall, who again has had a rough day. As the count is 0-1 to Braylon Spriggs. High pitch. Called for a ball. High and away. That's a new catcher. And I just got word that's a new catcher. Similar build. But it is a new catcher. I thought so for a minute. I was like, his arms, nice contact. Line drive to the second baseman. A double play. Yes, indeed, for the Senators. So great hands right there as what I believe to be Richards still on second.
Number 16.
The junior coming up huge to keep things at a quell for the Senators as Mr. Landon Remy has had a successful day as well. Struck out in the first. A nice triple to center field. As he hits another one, that's deep. Oh, you're going back if you're the center field. The carry on that thing. Remy's got wheels. Is he going to try for 3? Remy, you're getting the call to go home. Remy, you're going home, baby. Remy slides. Oh, hold up. If he didn't slide, Remy was reaching for it. But again, drop that thing, baby. In center field, another triple for him. And again, I think it's due to the nature of his swing, but whenever he hits it, it's not a straight line. It's like when I try and go golfing and I just splice the ball. You know that thing's going left or right. You know what I'm saying? Like my first half of the 9, I think I'm like par 60. I think the one time I went golfing, which first half of the 9, that's where I ended. I didn't go any further. But now Cale Nisley is going to be batting for Hud Harris. Landon Remy with another triple. There are 2 outs in this inning. So another 2-out rally for the Waverly Tigers. Knisley hits it to the shortstop, and he was expecting a bounce. Well, it didn't. It wanted to be a flat tire there for Isaac Tipton, and the senior just gets a bad read on that ball. Drew Detweiler's going to come out of the game. It's 8-2. The Senators trying to fight here in this one. Cale Knisley gets an RBI single, and we'll take a quick break while we get a pitching change.
Rewarding career with a global leader, Kirchhoff Automotive, a family-owned company, offers you the chance to grow and succeed. Kirchhoff Automotive in Waverly is hiring now with starting wages from $18.83 to $20.33 an hour. Visit our career website today for more information.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chill Coffee or Waverly McDonald's or McHire.com. We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
At Ryle, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success, and we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Welcome back to the bottom of the sixth. The score is now 8-2, and the Senators, they have been trying to claw their way back into this game, but it has just been a struggle. Carter Kieser started this game off on the mound for the Senators, and it's been rough for them. I mean, Kieser just wasn't able to get anything going in the first. It was a 3-run inning for Waverly Tigers, and he exited the game close to 50 pitches. Kieser did. Detweiler comes in, I believe, the middle of the fourth. He's able to set the side, and he's able to at least mitigate the damage, but a couple more runs trickle in, and now we're getting one last pitching change out of the side of Portsmouth West Senators. Sorry, blanked on their name. It is going to be the man that starts with P, Pitts. He has only pitched 2 innings on the year for them, so he is another one just like Detweiler that comes in. It's Zane Pitts, by the way. Zane Pitts, who is the third baseman, so we're getting a change yet again. Zane Pitts moves to pitcher. Isaac Tipton moves to third.
Now batting for the Tigers, number 21, A.J. Eblin.
And who's going to shortstop? I believe that's number 5. Oh, that might be Mason Bobner. I think I'm saying his last name right. Bodmer. Well, first pitch to, I believe this is A.J. Eblin now batting. Swung on for strike 1. You got a runner on first. It is A.J. Eblin indeed. So A.J. Eblin is here. Cale Knisley is on first. He reached due to the air from Isaac Tipton. Not able to corral that ground ball. There was a pinch runner. A.J. Eblin stands in for another ball high. So the count is 2-1. Fourth pitch is going to be on the way here shortly from Zane Pitts. And it's going to be in there for a strike. So 2-2 is the count for A.J. Eblin, who might be taking Brock Burdett's place. I believe that is the point in the order where we're at. The number 7th batter, and a low ball and away, gets away from the catcher. So a steal to second. You stay standing if you're the pinch runner. And that's going to be a full count, too. A.J. Eblin here with a runner in scoring position, technically. And A.J. Eblin on the year, .263 batting average. He's got a .417 on base percentage. Eblin swings at a high and away strike 3, and that's going to be the side. So a pitching change only for one batter, but it seemed to be successful. Top of the 7th. Last life for the Senators. Can they make the comeback?
West Avenue has been your go-to for custom screen printing, embroidery, and footwear that fits your vibe. Head to 613 West Emmett Avenue or call 740-947-9309 for personalized apparel and shoes that tell your story.
We are going out tonight.
But I just put my comfy pants on. What do we celebrate?
I just bundled our home and auto insurance with the State Farm agent and saved us money.
Contact Megan Carroll at State Farm Insurance. Call 740-775-6634.
Looking to buy or sell in Southern Ohio? Trust the name that knows the market, Todd Harris Realty. Whether it's your first home, dream property, or land to build your future, Todd Harris and his team bring experience, integrity, and results to every deal.
Need tires, an oil change, a quick repair? Waverly Tire and Auto Repair has you covered. Located at 716 West Emmett Avenue, we've been keeping Waverly rolling with honest service, fast turnaround, and fair prices. Waverly Tire and Auto, where trust meets the road.
Top of the 7th here in Tiger Town. This game, well, coming into tonight, a 3-2 team challenging the Tigers in their den, in their area, who are 5-5. Well, it was going to be a good one. Both teams are at the bottom of the barrel in the 3rd division of the Southern Ohio Conference of baseball. But I can tell you this much. There's a reason these two teams are a whole division separate. I'm just kidding. I don't know the real reason why one team is D4 and one team is D5. Could just be like, could be a funding thing, an enrollment thing. I don't know. Outside of my perspective as a commentator. A.J. Eblin on the mound here for Waverly Tigers as he's going to try and close this game out. First pitch swung on to Caleb Cox. He's going to rally. You got some speed. Are you able to beat it out? No. So Caleb fires it in on there for out number 1. Bang, bang, thud, thack. And I can tell you it was thack, thud for out number 1. And that was the catcher, number 4, who I don't have his name right now. Kegley. And now back to the top of the order for Isaac Tipton. Hasn't faced A.J. Eblin yet, and that's a first pitch to him, called strike 1. Well, let me tell you, Caleb Cox at shortstop has been impressive. The way he plays deep, but he can cover a lot of ground. Pitch inside. Tipton almost backed away, had some movement on it, but called for a ball. Time and time again, Caleb Cox has bailed them out on some bang-bang plays. Tipton here, up to bat. Oh, nice curveball. It was a good one because you can tell by the batter's reaction. He wanted to swing, stopped halfway, and it still hit the strike zone. 1-2 is the count. A.J. Eblin can end him here. Isaac Tipton on the day. Woohoo! Get a piece of that one, big boy. Tipton so far is 1-for-2. Had a screamer in the first down the third base line, had a walk in the third, and he flied out in the fourth. Gets a piece of that one, but it's still foul, so everybody stay calm. You don't gotta get in your horse just yet, but the senior Isaac Tipton has been a real leader for this team. The presence he has shown, especially to start this game at short, he made a couple big plays. Now has to play third base as well due to the pitching changes. So Tipton connects on another one, foul ball, however, still in the batter's box. So it's not an out. It's not a runner connecting with the ball. It's a foul ball, and we stay at a 1-2 count. It is now a 6-pitch at bat due to the foul balls. A.J. Eblin sets. Swings, delivers. Oh my God, we're still here, ladies and gentlemen. Another foul ball. Tipton knows that his back is against the wall, so he is choked up on the bat. And right now, he does not want anything to get behind him in terms of speed. Eblin sets, delivers, tries to go with breaking it away, doesn't connect, so a full count. And this is what Tipton does. In the top of the third, he really put Spriggs to the test on an early 0-2 count for Spriggs. He battled all the way back, and now for pitch number 9, woohoo! Almost hit Tipton right there, but we're at a full count here. 3-2. Is what you're dealing with if you're Tipton. Could have had a free base there if he took the baseball, but he doesn't want the bruise. Does it pay off? It does indeed. Low and away, and that is another walk for the veteran senior, Isaac Tipton. So, there is life, but it is a flicker, an emblem. Almost when the fire is put out, the little charcoals that sit at the bottom. There's still some orange in them just yet. Mason Bodmer. Now up to bat. Swung on a high and away, and he knows it. You could hear the "oh" from here. Strike number 1 to the man that is 2 for 3 today. Had a grounder. Low and away pitch. It's corralled by Cage Alexander. No runner is stealing. But Mason Bodmer had a grounder in the first. He had a nice little blooper, I think, or a ground ball that hit the gap in the top of the third. And a pitch down the middle called for ball number 2. So, and he also struck out in the top of the third. So, Mason Bodmer has had a day. Successful one at that. Swings on an inside pitch. And now at a 2-2 count, Mason Bodmer is staring at himself, saying, I really shouldn't have swung on that first strike. Tipton on first, has stolen before. Bodmer connects down the left field line. It gets. You're going to be hustling. Tipton's going to be rounding third. He gets the call to go home. Tipton better be on his horse. The play, maybe at the plate. No, Tipton is standing. And Bodmer reaches second. So the Senators, again, are still staying alive. As a nice RBI double for Mason Bodmer. Makes this score 8-3, but it's still a long way to go. Brody Hall, next batter up. Struck out on the first, flied out in the second, and had a ground ball. So he is 0 for 3 on the day. Bodmer is on second with a healthy lead. He's a fast one indeed, but Tyler Baleen is going to hold him there just a little bit. Show some presence, boys. Give him a little love tap. That's all you need to do. Keep a runner where they need to be. As a ball on the inside does hit the batter, so Brody Hall wears it for his team for a hit by pitch, and you got runners on first and second now with only 1 out. We're going to get a little bit of a mound visit here. Do we call in a new guy? And that's looking like. So, A.J. Eblin goes out of this game with close to 30 pitches. Again, he did his job in the 5th and the top of the 6th. All he needed to do was get outs and extend it to this wealthy lead that they have here. But ladies and gentlemen, looks like Caleb Cox is going to be on the mound. We'll talk more about him when we get back after this.
Compassion and care when it matters most. Visit BotkinHornbackFunerals.com to learn more. For generations, Boyer Funeral Home has served Waverly and Piketon with compassion and care. From traditional services to cremation, we're here for you 24/7. Call 740-947-2161 or visit BoyerFuneral.com.
For all your financial needs, trust the First National Bank of Waverly, serving the community with personal service you can count on. Call 740-947-2136 or visit thefirstnational.com today.
Need a great hair.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Caleb Cox is finishing up his routine. We've seen Cox a couple times. He came in the Minford matchup, if I'm not mistaken, and he pitched a couple innings after A.J. Eblin tried to. The pitcher relay just wasn't there, and the Minford game got away from them. But Cox comes in. He's a shortstop. He's a senior. He's going to be facing Drew Detweiler, who throughout this game flew out to center, had an intentional walk, and a ground ball up the middle. So Detweiler's been active at the bat, just hasn't resulted to anything. And first pitch in there for Caleb Cox for a strike. Mason Bodmer is on second with that nice RBI double he had. Cox delivers for a high pitch. Bodmer is out there and a half on second. He better be careful because, again, Alexander's got an arm, but I'm sure he doesn't want to make any dicey decision just yet. As Detweiler sets another high ball to the left-handed batter and away. 2-1 is the count for Drew Detweiler. He receives down the middle, called for strike two. 2-2 count. Drew Detweiler has to stay alive. There is one out in this inning, and he does not want his team to go home just yet. Caleb Cox sets, delivers down the middle. You rip it and grip it if you're Detweiler. They try and do the double play. It's not there. You get the easy runner for the second out. Detweiler off a fielder's choice just yet again has met the fate of the dealer. And now Levi Pickelschmeyer is up to bat. So everybody advances. Mason Bodmer to third. Brody Hall to second. Off that ground ball, Levi Pickelschmeyer, he connects to right field. No, it's not right field. It's short shallow to, guess who? Braylon Spriggs. So the man that started the game ended up getting the last out to finish it. Waverly Tigers. As a little celebration was done by what looks like a few seniors at second. They collect the fly out there. They send the Senators home packing. Senators fall to 3-11, and the Waverly Tigers get it done in the top of the seventh. After a little flicker, the water was just too much. The pressure too surreal from the pitchers. Braylon Spriggs started this game out. He only gave up 3 hits. He only gave up 2 runs. And A.J. Eblin and Caleb Cox combined only gave up 1 run together in the back half as well. The score is 8-3. Waverly Tigers on the offensive side of things, impressive as ever. They combined a total of 10 hits as well as leaving 3 people on base. A clean day, and they also capitalized on the couple errors that were made from Portsmouth West. Doubles, triples from Landon Remy all dang day, and they were scoring like crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it here from Tiger Town. My name is Dante Appling. This coverage is brought to you by Total Media Sports, and it wouldn't have happened without your support and the sponsor support. We appreciate you for tuning in, and come back for another match on Friday. Good night. Stay safe.